They already have 2021 World's Champ Select music.
Hog?
This Champ Select music kind of slaps though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the new mainstay.
I think I accidentally put draft in the title rather than pre-made. Oh, sick! I did. Let's go.
Let's go.
No one will know. Oh, did they do draft and I just missed the links?
I'm gonna be entirely honest with you. I was not in here before you were. So ROTMG, is that ROTM gang?
Wednesday.
I think it's gang. I think it's probably gang actually. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with draft. If there's, I assume most of the games they draft in a different draft client, right? But
Like
don't
for draft
don't
or
have the
something,
link to
but-
that, so I think they're doing the draft right now, and we'll catch up when we catch up, I guess.
We could ask them. We could be like, "Yo, B-Pots, let us know."
If you want to, I'm currently like doing stuff.
Good. Let me.
So,
Do I have anyone on my friends list?
oh, Copium message me. I have a draft link. Okay,
Pog?
I'll send it to you.
Grace Copium. Saving the day.
I don't.
Oh shit, I got one too.
Oh,
He messaged you first though. I think that means that he
Okay.
likes you more.
well, they're in bands. I don't have the enemy team's logo ready, so I'm just gonna throw the bands up and let you talk.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, flip over everything live. So.
Okay. Well, they do be banning though. Already we see out of Wednesday a Nunu ban, a Morgana ban, and a Lilia ban. It's pretty interesting. And then the other side, a Mumu, Set, and Fiddlesticks. Thankfully, a Mumu, we saw it yesterday. A Mumu's a little broken. So, getting that banned I think is a pretty good start for either team that ends up on red side. And Wednesday ends up first picking the Jinx. We saw last night a bit higher priority on Misfortune. But in this series, going for the Jinx, we've seen Copium have some pretty good games on it before, so definitely a strong option here.
Yeah, man's out here with something like 60 kills in his last 2 Jinx games.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. Um, but yeah, other side, Leona MF, that's a pretty standard, pretty strong bottom lane. They're gonna lock you down. They're gonna just try and stack their ultimates, and you're probably gonna die. So, we'll have to see ROTM looking to counter that with an Alistar. Alistar is like good to Leona. It's fine to Leona. I don't know if it's enough to like make up for the lane difference that should be Misfortune versus Jinx, but still a pretty good selection there, I think.
Man, look at these graphics just getting made on the fly.
Yeah. Are they looking snazzy?
They're definitely looking something for sure. There we go. Okay. I am fully here, so welcome to the LAS Wildcard round. This is a best of 3. Yeah, only 4 teams got buys and 12 teams have made the playoffs. I guess it's not really a wildcard round, but it do be a wildcard round, right?
Okay, okay. I dig it. Lux, holy shit. LeBlanc versus Lux, that is a lane right there, huh?
Yeah, that's a mid lane, and it's kind of interesting. So we're both the priority on blue 3 to throw down the LeBlanc, but then just, going for the counter pick immediately on R3, not taking time to think about that. And now that's going to leave open pretty much just tops and junglers, since everything else has been matched out. And you would think that would benefit TTM pretty significantly, as they got to see the enemy AD counter that, and then also counter mid lanes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, they're the first ones who have to commit to, their top side of the map, either the jungler or the top laner. They have to show it first, so potentially an option for Gwen State to target somebody, but as of right now, that's still, 3 different roles that they got counterpick in versus only 2 for Gwen State, which, you'd assume that would lead to having some favorable matchups across the board, but it looks like TTM went for a couple of top lane bans. Gwen State went for a couple of jungle bans, so it'll be really interesting to see if they pair the top lane bans with a top lane selection, or if they just really want to protect their top lane and give them counterpick.
Yeah, a couple of options available now to TTM. I don't know if I ever said their name for you. They're To The Moon.
To the moon?
To the
Okay,
Moon. They have a
okay,
little
like
rocket
Diamond
ship.
Hands?
Yeah, they have a little rocket ship as their logo as well. So
Pog?
they went all in on a lot of things. I'm very tired. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. The Ornn gonna be the lock-in, so we're gonna have to have more Ornn trivia, which I'm sure everyone's looking forward to.
That's honestly kind of surprising. Showing your Ornn red 4 means that now you can get counterpicked at top, where you would think that would be the natural place you'd want to counter for R5, instead saving that for a jungler. And
Yeah,
a lot
it'd
of
be
times,
really...
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was
No,
gonna say,
you're
if that happens in pro play, that means that they're looking for a very specific enemy comp to play a specific jungler into usually. And then what happens usually is they just default to tier list, and then they wind up with just a super boring comp. So we'll see if that's what 2TM winds up with. But this is a little spicy from Rodham. The Tom Kench locked in along with the Vi. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah, assumedly Tom Kench top lane coming out here. I couldn't tell you how the Tom Kench Ornn matchup goes, but ever since his rework, Tom Kench has been sneaking into those into the solo lanes. So be interesting to see that. And then the Hecarim is the hover here, which would sort of complete the very much press R and hope your opponent dies team composition from To The Moon here.
Sorry, I'm reading something at the same time, because I don't quite understand what was said.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's okay. I still don't, now that I've read it several times.
I'll read it for you.
Oh, there
what
he
you
is.
need.
Never mind, I got it. I figured it out. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool beans. Cool beans. Either way,
Did be figuring it out. Sorry.
that is the draft completed here. So, To The Moon, very much with the standard We're gonna wombo, we're gonna combo, we're gonna front to back and hope that you just cannot out teamfight us. Whereas Wednesday has LeBlanc, has the Vi, has the Tom Kench, you know, a bit less standard in terms of their approaches to a team fight. So it'd be really interesting to see if they're able to find the angles that they kind of need to be finding to be able to make a composition like this work.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. Now we'll roll into second draft. What do you want to bet on today? Wait, no, never mind. Copium got Jinx, right?
True.
Okay.
Plus or minus 20 kills.
No, I'm not gonna do 20. I am gonna do a pretty high number though.
Okay. Is it like 8.5?
We're doing 11.5.
Holy shit.
So for context, his last 2 games on Jinx, he's gone 31-6 and 27-5 or something like that. The man has a lot of kills on Jinx.
Okay, so the question is, will he continue it? Or will it fall here? Will the Jinx streak end?
True.
And they did first pick it, right? So, you know, it's a lot of their draft points, as you like to say, expended on this Jinx pick. So they're sort of, you know, really indexing a lot into it here.
Sorry, I got asked for a Rodham logo for some reason. So
Oh yeah?
I am the person that has the Rodham logos, so I did that.
Hog? Who was asking?
Dream was.
Hog?
I don't know what he wants it for, but he's got it now, so that's good. He could have also gotten it out of the merch kit where everybody else gets it from, or the media kit, excuse me.
Wow.
Not to
Wow,
call
you're
him
just
out.
gonna call him out like that? Holy shit, dude. That's
Anyway.
toxic.
Wednesday coming in at 4-1. They've looked pretty strong throughout the entire season. They somehow didn't get a bye because of a bunch of tiebreakers, while Pain and Panic did, and I'm still not really sure how that all worked out, but we in it.
Pain and Panic's score.
Also 4-1. So both teams are 4-1, and Pain and Panic was the 4 seed, and Wednesday was the 7 seed.
Interesting. Okay.
And To the Moon finished 2-3 in their group, sneaking into the playoffs, but you know, now a chance to play their way through the whole bracket. Now they have the extra game in front of them against Wednesday. The winner of this match is going to take on NSG Infinity in the next round, one of the handful of undefeated teams remaining in LAS. So a big task for the winner of this game. We'll see if either of them are up to it, but you know, can't get too ahead of themselves. First have this best of 3 in order just to qualify for that match. Meanwhile,
True.
Pain and Panic waiting. They're going to take on the winner of Win or Booze and Mint Gaming Carmel. At least
You
Win or
did a
Booze
great
has
job of...
very clear priorities, right?
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, they either win or they drink.
Which is
Apparently not
weird.
both.
It's
Yeah.
oftentimes something that you do, you know, win or lose. You know. I don't know.
I don't know if it's an aside or how to really segue this story, but one of the first LAN competitions we played in, so like Winged and I went to Oklahoma City to play in one of the Get Wrecked ones. We were playing against Jingo Squad. Shout out Uncle Jabroni if you're out there. Probably not, but shout out to you. And his whole team just showed up completely blitzed, and then they continued to drink throughout the event, and it was very funny, but also kind of deteriorative to their play. So they went for the booze option in the winter booze, unfortunately.
Okay. Do you think that's what it is? It describes like their approach to the game, maybe. You know, before every game we have to decide, you know, are we gonna win or are we gonna booze?
Maybe they just play Gragas the whole time.
Okay. But see, it's the dichotomy here. It's setting it up, as one or the other. Makes me think if they're selecting Gragas, that might mean that they lose, you know?
I
Oh,
just flipped away from the client on accident. Sorry, there we go.
no, that's fine.
Anyway, 3,000 on over, and nobody's voted under.
Yeah, I put the over in.
Yeah, apparently no one alive out there. Also shout out to Snom or Snom. I don't remember what we decided when we casted him a couple weeks ago.
I think
We
we
had a
said it was
discussion about it.
Snow.
Yeah.
I think we landed on Snow, but I would be interested to know if it is Snom or not.
Anyway, thanks for the follow, Snom. But yeah, 2 minutes left in our spectator delay. We got World's 2021 Champion Select music pumping. The next one's also queued up. I don't know how many of these they have already, but it's actually kind of impressive that they already have like extended versions of these world soundtracks.
S Nom.
But yeah, you mentioned a very straightforward win condition for TTM. In opposition to that, you have Wednesday with kind of their mess of a team comp. What does their win con look like? You think just looking at their champions?
I think in general, when you're looking at Vi, when you're looking at LeBlanc, and even New Tom Kench, you're looking at a lot of pick potential. You're looking at a lot of single target, deciding one person that you're going to go in and kill. It can be really difficult against a team composition like To The Moons, which has a lot of CC, a lot of tankiness, a lot of protection for their carries. So I think our team's going to have to be really creative. Either they just snowball really hard in the early game, or in the mid game, if it's even, or even if they're behind, they're going to have to be really creative about finding, specific flanks, specific lines to just get into the back line and really delete one of the carries here. Because otherwise, they're definitely fighting an uphill battle here, I think, as far as team comps go.
Yeah, and apologies, our bitrate's been fluctuating up and down, which means that the damn Spectrum's at it, or Xfinity's at it again. Spectrum just out here catching strays, but they're also not a great company, so they're allowed to have that.
Yeah.
So apologies. Unfortunately, we're both on the same internet as well, so we'll both go out if it happens. But yeah.
That's good. That's solidarity right there. I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure.
It went off the other night too, at like 1:30 a.m. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is it going off right now?
I feel like we didn't have any issues for, several months, and then recently, like the past week or two, it's been actually acting up.
And like usually for like small amounts of time, it's like, like a 20-minute increment where it's like on and off a little bit and then it just stops and it's just fine. I don't understand it. Battle Academia Leona. Paw? Is
Yeah, the
that
Prestige
new?
edition. It's not like super new.
Okay. I was wondering because LOR just got Battle Academia Leona. So I just wasn't sure if they released them at the same time or not.
No, nah. It was like January, February,
Oh,
I think. Like it's been a minute for them. Anyway,
okay.
welcome to Summoner's Rift, game number 1 between Rodham Wednesday and To The Moon, the 7 seed and the 10 seed, and already a pause. So there's some items, so we'll throw up a pause screen really quick. Never mind.
Yeah, we really don't want to let them know that the junglers in fact bought the smite item.
I also got a PM at the same time, so that's kind of
Oh
interesting.
yeah? Who's that from?
Apparently it's Tiger's internet crashed, so he's restarting his router. So
Pog? Okay.
hopefully he'll
So we
be,
have a little bit of time to
yeah, hopefully he'll
kill here.
be back in there soon. He's not currently in their Discord call, so that's a little worrying. Not at all. God. Pretty much the same thing happened. The first quarterfinals I played in Get Wrecked. Scramble's internet died, and we had to play 4v5 in the first game. So that was a fun time.
That's always a fun time. We had to do the same thing with Black Salt's internet in UML.
Yeah, you had to take the L and then the sub also caused a loss or something stupid.
So like what happened was we had to play the 4v5 and we ended up winning the 4v5. But then we got an automatic L, and then we got to play game number three. Even though we were 1-0, we had to play game number three with the sub. So, and we ended up winning, but it was still it was a rough road to get there.
That was wild. That was the first UML split, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit. I'm knocking over stuff on my desk.
Oh, Copium hit him with the joke. Do you think how many responses are there going to be? That should have been the real bet. Whether someone would respond to Copium's
uh
joke or not.
looks like no one. Oh, alright, one person did. And
Got him.
he had to hit him back with the Peppo Sag. That's it's
Is there
not the
anything worse?
it's not the
Yeah, it's
full
not.
Peepo Sag, it's just the Peppo Sag, right?
Yeah, which is I don't know. Is that like is that a thing? Or did he spell it wrong?
He spelled it wrong, I'm pretty sure. I don't I don't think there's a Peppo Sag emote. We're in a pause right now. I should probably change the screen to say game paused. Game paused. Okay.
I wasn't sure if Peepo G had two E's or not in it, so I just wasn't sure. But yeah, no, he definitely misspelled it. Just kind of a failure on all accounts there. No one laughed at his joke, and now we're laughing at him misspelling stuff.
True.
You hate to see it.
Did you watch any Worlds today? Did you get in there?
I watched a little bit. I watched like some of the Cloud9 game.
The boys? NA, undefeated at Worlds? Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
I mean,
God Gamers.
this is still better than we've done the past couple of years, which might be terrible because that might just mean that we lose the best of five going in or something weird. Um,
Do they usually do poorly in the play-ins?
so yeah, the last 2 years we've literally been worried about like a minor region ruining play-ins essentially. Uh, so that like the NA team got slotted into a bad group because of it. Uh,
Okay, okay.
but yeah, last year like Matt actually lost, but I think it was TL that was down. Um, they were okay, but they dropped a game or two. I'm gonna look it up now since we have time. My historian
Uh,
brain isn't working. I remember 2019 was kind of scary, but before that, like prior to that, I don't know that we like dropped games
mhm.
in play-ins. So
Or
let's
I
look.
can't think of an instance where we had,
Yeah,
but
yeah. TL finished 3-1 in play-ins. They lost to INTZ, who finished last in the group. But I vaguely remember that being the first game. So they like started 0-1 and then had to win the rest of them out, and then they won a tiebreaker against Legacy to get first in the group. But 2019, I remember also being kind of scary. Yeah, because that was Clutch was our
oh
third
yeah,
seed, and they went
yeah.
2-2. Unicorns of Love and Mammoth also went 2-2, and so they had to play a cyclical tiebreaker that they won. Yeah, that was a mess.
Those are the fun ones, right?
But yeah, they almost just like doomed. I mean they won that and then got slotted into the SKT Fnatic RNG group. So who really won out of that?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You hate to see it.
I only vaguely remember. Do you remember how weird that was? They got sold to Dignitas right before the tournament started. So they were Clutch, but they wore yellow jerseys that said
I
Clutch
do
on them.
remember that. Yeah.
God, that was so. Anyway, yeah, Fudge's emote game. That was pretty impressive. I really appreciated his ability to use the thumbs up emote at just the right time.
Yeah. Do you think that they scrim that? Do you think that they practice that?
I mean, the way he was using it, I'm sure at some point it just becomes like part of your like you're hitting all your buttons, you have that muscle memory down, you just hit the T button and drop the emote or whatever he's got it bound to.
I mean, definitely. I don't even play League anymore, and anytime that I'm playing, like I'm just dropping emotes the whole time, just because I do have the muscle memory of it. I'm just thumbs upping everyone. But
Yeah, I don't use my emote too much. He did break it out at like the exact perfect times though. Y Scrambles is right. You can't teach that, right? That's an inherent skill.
Yeah, just the BM skill, BM emote skill.
But yeah, is C9 locked first now, or do they have to win? Do they have to win tomorrow as well?
I am gonna be honest with you. I do not know, but
They're highlighted in dark green, and they play UOL, so they'd be 3-1. They'd have the tiebreaker. Yeah, I think they're locked. I think they actually did it. So
nice,
they're
good for
through,
them.
which is great.
A summoner has
Oh, we
reconnected.
reconnected.
Hog? Okay, we
Let me look in
filled.
the. He's in the call, so within the next 3 minutes, we're gonna get into the game, which is a positive sign. You don't have to listen to me be vaguely knowledgeable about worlds, and Aikido has watched what, 2 games, 3 games?
I've been impressed with your knowledge. I want you to know that. I'm sorry that I'm not able to add more to the conversation about it. You know, I've been a very passive follower of it. You know, what I get from it, I get through, you know, like Twitter osmosis from like freak shit talking people on Twitter.
Yeah, maybe. Apparently, all you need to do is just follow the Cloud9 account. You'll just get blasted with more than you'd ever want. I think that's been my strat mostly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they hit ours.
Oh, Pog?
All right.
Okay, well,
Well,
I
that
mean,
was
uh,
over enthusiastic apparently about that.
what about this Twitch leak though? That's pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, I feel bad for Lane. He's probably had to like probably literally put out fires today. Like
Probably. I mean, he caused it, right?
true,
So,
yeah. They didn't have a leak like this until he started working there. That's all I've got to say.
exactly. I mean, there's a correlation there, that needs to be investigated.
Summoner's rift.
All right.
But back into this game. Looks like we started back up. Blue side of the rift, blue health bars. We have Returnal Middlesticks Wednesday with Oath in the top lane on the Tom Kench. As we wait through this pause here.
There we go.
Cheech the Marine in the jungle with the Vi.
Into
D White Tiger 2-1-1 with LeBlanc mid. And then Copium and Mint B Pods with the Jinx and Alistar bottom lane.
And on the top side of the rift, wearing the red health bars, the number 10 seed coming in to the moon, Myojin in the top lane playing Ornn, Jesus in the jungle playing Hecarim, Defoe in the mid lane on uh, Lux. The champion is Lux. I had to think about that.
minions have
And Arc
spawned.
Ryu and Stone Kit Kat in the bottom lane playing Misfortune and Leona. And Jesus is going to go in and spot a LeBlanc, and then he's going to go back out.
Yeah, just
Level 1.
gets an auto attack for his troubles. Not too bad, but you know, a little bit of information. Didn't even get to place down a word though, so nothing gained, nothing lost, I suppose.
I'm just remembering Gid last week just YOLOing it in there, drop the ward down.
Oh, he just walked like past someone, right?
Yeah,
Like it was
yeah, he
like,
just went through one person. If there'd
dude,
been
it was
two
us
people, they'd be
Vi.
dead. Yeah. Anyway,
Sometimes you just gotta let him know, man.
opposite side starts, which is kind of novel for our two junglers. Cheech on the more traditional red start, but Cheese is countering with a red start of his own. Means that they're going to play toward opposite sides of the map. Do you like Cheech headed up? He's actually going buff to buff. He might be looking for a very early gank.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting. It's a very aggressive pathing here. I think if you were trying to do, you know, like a 3 camp, it might have been better to start at blue buff. But you know, if he 3 camps into top lane here, it's a bit of a coin flip. If he gets something, it's great. If he doesn't, he's gonna fall really far behind because Jesus has been just kind of power farming, is just trying to farm up everything on the map, and we'll go the more consistent way of getting his power.
Yeah,
Oath
Oath
though hit
level
level 2.
level 2. He's got the stun. He's got the well. That's pretty much it.
The tongue lashes.
Which is also the
Okay.
stun. So
Is that what it's called? Is that what the ability's called?
yeah, the ability's Tongue Lash.
Oh,
Myojin, he eats the pot. That's actually pretty
okay.
critical. He's so low, though. The auto attacks for first blood. The solo kill for Oath. And Cheech hanging around. Invested the time to head up there, but not going to get anything out of it, unfortunately. And it is first blood for Oath.
Yeah, pretty good solo kill there, taking full advantage of the change to the Tom Kench. Has a little bit of a gap closer now, has the knock up, and is able to just sort of slap down Ornn with his tongue. And one thing I would highlight though is that, as we had mentioned, Vi went top, didn't get anything for it, and now has just sort of sat around and waited here for this crab for the last like 30 seconds. Oh, Jesus?
Oh, he's fine.
Jesus? Buddy?
That was kind of
Okay.
insane, though. What
It's a little scary. But Jesus is pretty far ahead so far. Is up 2 full camps, is going to be able to pick up this crab. And it has the tempo here. The most important thing is that his camps are leveling, so anytime he wants to, he can just cycle back through and he'll be ahead of Vi. Whereas Vi has to eat some level 1 camps still, and it'll be a long time before they reset. Jesus actually went in. He's finding him on the Rays.
Yeah, he's
I don't know if
spotted
camera
him out on
showed.
this ward, now stealing away some of these Raptors from Cheech, has the level advantage, and Defoe is already there, with Tiger not able to respond just as quickly because of the shove in mid lane, and yeah, kind of just picks his pocket as some chickens.
Yeah, I think that Cheech was able to secure the big Wraith, which is worth not as much gold as the small ones, but still a pretty good pickup there, considering how far ahead Jesus was. But Jesus is going to be able to just take the recall, finishes up the Ionian Boots of Lucidity, and is going to be looking to continue this power farm. Oh?
Oath, not satisfied with one solo kill. Oh, not quite able to find the Tongue Lash for this stun on Myojin. He's able to get out with the Searing Charge, but he's managing the lane well, but has to be careful as here comes Jesus with the Ghost in. The Abyssal Voyage away isn't quite enough, and now Oath trapped in, just trying to scrap it out. He takes Jesus pretty low. The damage is going to start to tick up, but he's still got his gray health available, and teleport and counter teleport here. Oath flashes in for 1 kill. Knock up from Myojin as here comes White Tiger off of the teleport. He'll root up Myojin. The shield from Defoe is enough to keep him alive. Tiger's still going to commit. The orb isn't quite enough, and Myojin picks up the double kill with the Q.
No. You hate to see it. It was a great play by Oath to be able to turn that around in the 1v2, able to pick up the solo kill onto Jesus and get Myojin very low as well, but the double teleports from the mid laners. White Tiger wasn't quite able to find enough damage to actually take Myojin down, and Defoe with the shield able to secure a couple kills for his top laner there. And now, kills are still even. But what should have been just a massive lead here in the top lane for Oath has sort of fallen. Now it's only 200 gold despite the 2 solo kills.
You're right, it's probably Myojin.
It could be Mayo. It could be
I've gone with Myojin because I'm stuck on the muscle part. Myo, muscle, but that's probably not right. It's probably like a weeb name.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least,
I mean, we could
Arc
always...
Ryu is also,
Yeah. We could also just play everybody's favorite game show on weird names. Is it a Pokemon, a mineral, or a pharmaceutical?
Yeah? Is that
Yeah,
a Pokemon, a mineral, or a pharmaceutical,
yeah,
huh?
so if you had to pick, which one do you think Myojin would be? I'm pretty sure pharmaceutical's the hands-down favorite, though.
Yeah, no, I think that's what makes the
Oath
most
is
sense.
just giving him the tonguing. That's the shutdown for him up in the top lane. Another solo kill. Now the fight breaking out in bottom. In comes the onslaught of shadows. Copium forced to flash away. He's got the heal. He's got a little bit of movement speed. The stun from Peapots is really timely, and they avoid the double up coming down onto Copium. So they get out, have to burn every summoner spell at their disposal. But that was actually really well played by Peapots.
Yeah, pretty good there. Able to just stall the onslaught there long enough to be able to get the 80 carry away is pretty huge. But kind of unfortunate for the To The Moon bottom lane. Arc Ryu flashed in, tried to get in. Ooh.
Alright.
Laser not quite finding its way onto Copium, though. There's another wave coming in.
Another wave coming in. The light binding over the wall is going to take B-Pots pretty low. They invest the solar flare, but still not getting the lockup. B-Pots and Copium forced to evacuate this tower. They had Cheech roam down, but Tiger still hanging around in mid lane meant that it still could be a 4v3. And now the Dragon going to go to the moon potential. Jesus is very low. I don't know if Cheech can spot that at the distance. It looks like it'll be fine, though, for To the Moon. Jesus smites it away. They'll get their first dragon of the game, and he'll go back to the safety of his own jungle.
Yeah, going to be able to pick that one up toward the consolation prize after all that they expended into that bottom lane without really getting any kills for it. Instead, just picking up the first dragon that's all right. Jesus, buddy, what you just waiting around for the blue buff? Okay. Looked like he was a little lost. Didn't know where he was going.
He's just waiting for his buddy, the blue golem.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And if it's his buddy, why would he murder him like that?
It's not murder. He's bequeathing the buff, and then he takes a nap because he's tired
Fair.
from giving him the buff.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes me feel better about the exchange there. Oath, though, is just kind of slapping Myojin up here.
Oh, he's gonna eat him out of the Ornhorn. What a disgusting gameplay mechanic. Oh, didn't hit the tongue lash though. One more auto, one more Q. The dive in with the W. The tongue lash.
Ah! No!
He's fine. Copium and B-Pots are in a little bit of trouble. Copium's already dead. Another well-timed regank onto the bottom lane. B-Pots falls. It's a double kill for Arc Ryu. Oh no! The snipe over the wall from Defoe.
Oh no!
I was laughing so hard. The split scream coming out of your room and also the the call.
Oh no!
I just can't. Anyway, tragedy strikes for ROTM after the kill in the top lane for Oath, who now has 100% of the kills for ROTM. He continues to. I guess that hasn't changed. But 4-4, but all of your gold's in this frog. This catfish, this amphibian. This fish.
I don't think catfish are amphibians, though, right?
Yeah, but that's like all of the copy pastas.
Uh-huh. Which is weird. Like it's kind of fucked up, right? Like he's obviously not a frog. Everyone knows he's not a frog. They just make fun of him like that. I think it's kind of rude. I think actually it just speaks to there needing to be a catfish emote on Twitch, because that's where the copy pastas come from, right?
Right.
Anyway.
I'm more thinking that there needs to be like a Wednesday Frog emote in League, but you know, we can go opposite directions.
A Wednesday frog emote?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know the original It's Wednesday, my dudes, rather than Wednesday.
Yeah, no,
I know it's
feel
been
it,
so
I feel
long
it.
since you've probably seen the original compared to Wednesday.
It has.
We're just scrapping, and B-Pots doesn't have his ult, so paying for it.
Oh,
but
but
Cheech is here.
Cheech!
Oh, the flash in from
Oh,
Stone
no!
Kit Kat. He gets the kill. Meanwhile, Cheech is onto Arc Ryu. Stone Kit Kat is low, but the split focus really going to cost Rodham as the bullet time rips through from Arc Ryu. He's on a killing spree, and it's all kind of falling apart around Copium here in the bottom lane, and now Defoe is here to make sure that he cannot escape. But, you know, good dodges so far from Copium, but unfortunately gets tagged with the Zenith Blade. Arc Ryu is on a rampage, 4-0-1 on the Misfortune, and To the Moon have made some really great plays around this bottom lane in the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, a couple of ganks set up by Jesus have sort of given them a bit of a lead, and now they're sort of pressuring it really hard here. This duo of Leona Misfortune is so strong. They just have to land their ultimates and stack them on top of each other, and they basically win the fight. They've been doing it very well so far, and you know now they have a pretty significant lead down there to show for it. 4-0-1. Misfortune's going to be able to recall here and pick up her mythic item, going for the Kraken Slayer this game. And it's a pretty good position here for To the Moon, at least if you ignore the top lane. Top lane is still an absolute train wreck with Oath just, you know, full steam ahead.
Yeah, he has the extra kills. He's not that far ahead, all things considered, though. About 1,300 gold extra in his back pocket. It's enough to finish up his mythic, which could be very critical in an upcoming fight. But yeah, outside of that, not not a huge bright spot on the map for ROTM, and that shows in the overall gold count as they're down about 2,000,
Yeah.
despite only being down 3 kills.
And if you talk about 1300 is the personal advantage for Oath in that top lane, if he didn't have a lead right now, then the gold lead would be just a massive at this point.
Well, we're going
Okay.
to pull the trigger on a fight down here. Knockup from B-Pots is pretty good to start things out. The laser back over, not doing a huge amount, but in goes Cheech trying to get on top, but unfortunately just not really working out for him. Now Oath caught inside the bullet time, now able to wander out to the top side, but it's a double kill for Arc Ryu. He's still safe, and he's able to take down Oath with the help of his team. The ability of this To The Moon comp to fight in those situations is pretty remarkable, and now they're going to look for the dive onto Copium and Oath. Copium and B-Pots, excuse me. It is traded back 1, but you know, the lone bright spot there for ROTM is the 1 traded back kill. It's a team wipe and To The Moon running over this bottom lane.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like ROTM might have had a good pick there onto Jesus, but able to use the Onslaught of Shadows to get over the Flame Chompers from Jinx means that suddenly it's ROTM funneling into the choke point, and against this enemy composition with the big AoE ultimates. That's not where you want to be, and ROTM are able to trade back 1 kill at least. And it goes on to the member you probably wanted on this Jinx, onto the hyper carry, but so far this game not going well for them. And you know, with a team composition like this, once you fall behind, how does that work? Once you fall behind, it just becomes that much harder to actually end up winning these fights. You know, they need to be really creative about the picks that they're able to find.
Yeah, and as far ahead as Oath was in that top lane, not really able to bring that to bear in a big team fight. And now, just the 2,000 individual gold lead for Arc Ryu over Copium is huge, and that's with a gigantic shutdown onto the Jinx. It's gonna be a rough one here for the next couple of minutes for Wednesday. They really need to try to weather the storm. For TTM though, it's full steam ahead. Try to force Wednesday to fight at some of these neutral objectives if they can find a couple of picks. Like, they just need to keep doing what they're doing for now.
Yeah, definitely. They are on the correct path, whereas our team, I think that one of their better ways back into this game is going to be to just throw a lot of their pick potential, you know, this LeBlanc at the bottom lane, trying to secure that shutdown onto Arc Rio would do a pretty good job of, you know, closing out this gold lead sum and giving you an opportunity back into this game.
Well, this might be the opportunity here as Arc Ryu clearing out a pink ward, gets hit by the zap, trapped up by the Flame Chompers, knocked up into the bounce house and onto the Flame Chompers. The shutdown goes to Copium. That's a 1,000 gold swing down in the bottom lane. And, right as you say it, right at the timing, they're able to find the pick onto Arc Ryu.
Yeah, it's pretty massive there. That's a way of trying to get them back into this game right now. That closes up the gold lead there between the 80 carries to just 1,000. Still in favor of Arc Rio, but a far cry from where it was just a minute ago. Ooh, both trying to be a little cute with it, but not gonna find the knockup. But he's still eating him.
Yeah, just gonna
Okay.
eat him in. It's a lot of percent health damage. The flash away from Myojin. Does he have enough to try to turn this? He's got the ultimate available and could get it off, but it just doesn't matter as Oath gets the solo kill again in the top lane. Now, with Jesus here, dives forward with the W, gets feared back in. The ultimate's expended, but they're just gonna get the flash from Oath in exchange.
Yeah, and Oath, once again, when he's left alone in that side lane, has just been applying so much pressure, has really been punishing this Ornn lock, and we had talked about it as being a potential point of punish when To The Moon had selected the Ornn as their 4th pick, the blind pick, and we pause.
True. What's crazy to me, to talk one more game thing before we get off the topic for a second. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. There's discussion about fighting in the chat, but I don't see any fighting happening, so that's kind of interesting.
Maybe they're verbally fighting with each other.
That does seem likely. Regardless, what's crazy to me is that Oath doesn't have a shutdown bonus right now. He's 5-2, pretty significantly ahead of his lane opponent. What's crazier though is that Arc Ryu doesn't have one. Like he was 8-0, got shut down once, and then now doesn't have a shutdown.
Well, to be fair, it was a full shutdown. He gave a full 1,000 gold to Copium,
Well,
right?
shouldn't you still have a bounty? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it caps at 8 kills.
I didn't think it like. I thought it turned over still. Like you'd shut somebody down for 1,000, and then the next one it'd be like 500 or something.
I think if you get like a ton of kills, then you can keep building up the bounty
Oh,
behind the scenes. Oh. Um,
um, never mind. Okay. Oh, this is live. Okay, we need to watch this dive that's happening. Stone Kit Kat going in onto onto Copium. This is a really awkward unpaused timer, but uh,
maybe this was the fight. This was the awkward fight.
I mean, this is the fight that they were kind of going for, but it hadn't been initiated yet, so
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't see the issue particularly, but
I just work here.
regardless, Copium is dead.
Oh,
Okay, Tiger has reconnected. Beepot's trying to turn this one back around. The teleport coming in just to help hold the tower and secure it. Beepot's gets the stun, but it's a double kill for Stone Kit Kat at the end. Defoe teleports into the bottom lane, and they'll kill down the tower. So another positive play again for TTM, 14-7 in kills. They have minute 20 on this dragon that would be their third. And now on the other side of the map, Cheech is going to, well, this is a really awkward little situation. People are kind of sandwiched in between each other. Oath trying to get on top of Cheeses. Cheech is here, trying to now put a little bit of damage. Nobody's getting particularly low yet. The ultimate's being used as Myojin gets the double knockup, but Cheeses is going to be the person who's lowest in the fight. Nice dodge out of the Lux ult, but Cheech is very low. He gets the flash back out. They've taken down the Hecarim on one side, but Oath falls on the other as Arc Ryu is able to finish him off. The 80 carry for To The Moon now getting knocked up, trying to kite back away. In comes Tiger looking for the damage. Arc Ryu so low, but still alive. Now the reset's coming through for Copium, but he gets hit by the light binding. He's on top of Stone Kit Kat trying to get the resets,
so
trying to get
close!
away, but he can't. Tiger over the wall, pops one. Defoe and Myojin still alive. The chain coming through, roots up Myojin, and Tiger forced to flee. Cheech and Tiger have a combined about 100 health. And Myojin and Defoe still relatively strong, so they'll head toward mid lane and be able to get a little push.
For a fight that started out with a bunch of beef balls just kind of fighting each other a little bit with their wet noodle fight, all the carries showed up and suddenly it just blew up. These fights are so close though. Copium was able to pick up 1 kill, but was so close to resetting and picking up more. And with this Jinx, once you pick up a couple of items, if you get 1 reset, you can just kind of take over an entire fight. It's sort of how we've seen Copium have these massive
Ooh.
Jinx games before. So
I don't know if that was blind or how he saw Beepots exactly, but the light binding not quite able to land on him. Importantly, Defoe has not gotten a recall now as this dragon spawned. Neither has Tiger, though. And teleport coming back in. That's Myojin on the top side. This is spotted out. Beepot's trying to get into position. Oath onto the backline. He's on top of Arc Ryu, just trying to get some damage down. Knock up from Beepots, but there's no damage to follow up. Now Copium able to walk in,
Arc
but he's
Ryu's
getting
dead?
locked up. Arc Ryu's dead. It's a shutdown for Oath. The knockup coming back through from Oath. Copium still free firing, but Jesus is on top of him, gets the knockback. Myojin finally able to join. He gets a big Ornhorn back through too, but Stone Kit Kat in a little bit of trouble. Oath just chasing him down through the entire fight. Tiger jumps back into the tower, but it's a triple kill for Jesus. These fights are nonsense. Oath is left alive along with Copium, but Copium is nowhere near the fight currently. Will they be able to eventually chunk through Oath? It looks like the answer is yes, as there's enough crowd control to come back through. He's given a good account of himself, but there's just enough CC. Jesus on a rampage, the quadra kill in the fight, and they'll be able to pick up the dragon.
yeah, a bit of a silly fight there. Oath started it out with the engage with Beepots, was able to essentially 1 or 2 versus 4 in the backline and end up taking down Arc Ryu, but the rest of his team tried to follow, wasn't really in a position to be able to deal damage, and unfortunately weren't able to actually end up dealing with Jesus, especially with Oath, just continuing to dive that backline. Chasing the support underneath a couple towers didn't quite end up working out that well, and it's kind of another lost fight there for RTM, despite an okay start to it. They're now down 5k gold. They're down 3 dragons, 9 kills. In every metric, they are certainly having some trouble this game. So we'll see if they're able to find the picks, the angles that they need to be looking for here to still have a shot in this one.
Yeah. that's a pretty accurate summary of events. I don't have anything really more to add. Cheech taking his own blue buff, man, after your own heart.
Well, his mid laner's on the other side of the map, so nothing to be done about it.
Oh, that double up damage is no joke.
Yeah, Misfortune's kind of strong. This champion seems kind of strong. I think that this champion might be pick or ban. I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah,
you.
even in Worlds, like the only two champions that are like 100% pick ban are Amumu and Misfortune in the current year, which is kind of crazy. Like it seems like there's
They're
a lot of priority on that, and then yeah, there's just a huge drop off. But
they seem kind of pretty strong. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, it feels like a higher draft priority might need to be placed on them, but
yeah, Oath. Meanwhile,
I like
back
how
to
he's kind of, yeah, we just kind of reset to, you know, the top laners set back to their own lanes, which, so far this game has been a source of strength for ROTM, but at this point in the game, Horn's really difficult to actually end up ever killing, so I don't know.
yeah, and you have to be careful, especially with as many people as on the bottom side of the map right now for ROTM. They're trying to set up kind of a 1-3-1. It looks like with Oath and Tiger split out, but that could just set up for disaster if there's some picks coming through, and it looks like Jesus and Arc Ryu looking for B-Pot's not going to be able to get on top of him immediately with that devastating charge, and so they'll swing right back around. Copium
Yeah, and as
able
far
to
as
join. This is the big target though, and there it
oh
is, the
no,
solar flare. They're going to get the immediate pick onto Copium. That's a good trigger pull from To the Moon, and yeah, Cheech in trouble as well. There's really nowhere for him to go. He gets bound up, and it's a double kill for Arc Ryu. Really good pick again from To the Moon, and that should secure them a Baron.
yeah, it looked like Copium was trying to get a little bit of vision down, but fortunately, they had just seen the members of TTM there, and you end up face checking just a little bit there and instantly die. A lot of ults expended, but unfortunately, if you're taking down the Jinx, that's kind of our team's only win condition. So you don't have a way of winning the fight afterwards. And
Yeah,
uh,
Oath kind of going in, maybe looking for a cheeky tongue lash over the wall, but not going to be able to find anything and has to burn his flash to get out of there. So 23-12 To the Moon. Very strong on the map. We've seen Wednesday come back from worse positions than this, which is a strange thing to say, but it does happen for them specifically this season. So it's hard to count them out, but this is pretty commanding at this point. There's a lot of advantages for To the Moon and not a lot going for ROTM to leverage.
yeah, absolutely. I think that the only one that RTM really has, I mean, their Jinx does have 2 completed items, which is usually a pretty strong point. Unfortunately, Misfortune has almost 3. But they do still have a lot of pick potential with this Tom Kench, with the Vi and with the LeBlanc. There's potential here to try and single out Misfortune and take her down. If they're able to do that once or twice, potentially they can stall the game out long enough to be able to, even up this gold lead and have a good shot at it.
Yeah, and now even the ornaments coming through. Oh, they're gonna pick Beepot. Oh, he's got the ult. All right, he's out of there. Anyway, the ornaments are gonna start to come through now that Myojin's level 13. He's got his Forge Fire crest. I'm not gonna test you on any of these because they're actually identical to the ones that we talked about last time. So sad.
So it's Deicide, Luden's Tempest, or not Tempest, Eye of Luden. Tempest is what it already is.
Yeah.
As we watch them eventually die
Oath.
here.
I don't think he can tower dive though. Yeah, that's maybe a little risky. Oh, Defoe able to get a lot of damage through. Doesn't have the final. It's final spark now. Yeah. It used to be Finale's Funkin. Yeah, for sure. Tiger? Oh, he's not able to find anything. Has to use the stopwatch, and he's not going to be able to get out of there. Another pick, kind of a counter pick, but they defend it well. Jesus going to pick up that kill, and now with the Infernal Soul on the table, this might be the big tipping point, I guess. We've seen relatively even fights thus far, but I think that a little bit of extra damage might be too much to handle. In comes the Jinx Rocket, in comes Cheech, but he's not quite able to find it. It does get secured by Jesus, and now over the wall, they're looking to maybe try to track down B-Pots or Copium. Doesn't look like they're going to find any purchase on that, and instead we're going to return to mid lane to continue pushing.
Valiant effort there from Wednesday, trying to contest it. You saw the Jinx Rocket, you saw Cheech try and get into the pit, made it in, but unfortunately just a little bit too late. And with the Infernal Soul, you would imagine this is going to be, you know, the extra bit on top that's going to be able to sort of blow this game open. They're just sort of running down mid here, picking up turret number 1, picking up turret number 2.
Ooh, the Solar Flare getting the slow on to Copium, now into the backline. Tiger trying to blow up anybody that he can, but not really able to find any damage. He'll fall to Leona. Copium forced away with the bullet time, and this might be all she wrote for game number 1. TTM just rampaging through the base. They pick up 2 more kills and set their sights on the Nexus turrets for game 1.
Okay, Oath going in, trying to slow him down.
Yeah, last ditch base defense here. They're going to get onto Copium underneath the tower. Oath looking to make some to peel away, but there's just no damage coming through from Wednesday. Arc Ryu's unstoppable. He's got 15 kills on the Misfortune. Oh, the rocket? Yeah, that wouldn't have been enough. Had it hit Stone Kit Cat, it probably does kill him, but I don't think he can defend against the 4 regardless. Dodges the Solar Flare, making a good account of himself. In comes B-Pots, fresh off of his respawn, but they're going to watch the Nexus fall for game number 1, and to the moon with a pretty big statement here in game 1.
Definitely, they found their lead in the bottom lane and just kept snowballing off of it. Really well played there by them. It was a commanding victory, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that damage.
So To the Moon leads 1-0. They're on match point now. Again, this is the wild card round, so you win 2, you're through to the next round. And Wednesday, we'll see if they can bring it back. They're
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
They apparently need to E-sub Tiger.
Because of the interwebs issue.
I'm not sure exactly why.
I'll go sub for him. I got him.
True. Do you have 100 rank games though?
You know, I have, you know, a strong
got
will and
16
determination.
wins.
That's a lot, right? That's enough. Almost.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably just crank that out real quick right before game 2.
Yeah, yeah. I have to. Never mind. Bad joke.
All right, they found us up.
Pog?
Jeez.
Glad to hear it. Who do we have?
His name's TCR Reality.
Poggers? What's TCR stand for?
I have no idea. I've never met this person in my life.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently Tiger's ping was around 400 that whole game.
Oh, Pog?
Kind of impressive he made that one play the way he did.
Uh-huh.
There were a couple of those snapbacks that were nasty, actually, if you really think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, man's
That-
playing on like 160
sucks.
ping normally from Jamaica, so.
That's always fun. That's really high. It's really high ping. After having played on like 30 for so long, if I went up to like 60 or 70, I would just... It would not be good. It would be bad. I can't imagine playing in triple digits.
Anyway, we're waiting on an invite for game 2 now.
Right, they hate us.
They do hate us.
Understandably. Yeah.
I hate me too, so it's fair.
If I say same, does that imply that I hate myself too, or that I hate you as well?
I really couldn't tell you. Game lobby is full.
They really don't be liking us.
Oh, I'm in.
Hog?
Oh,
Oh, can I sneak in? Game lobby is full. Game lobby is full. Game lobby is full.
you're good now.
Okay, we made it in? Poggers?
Holy poggers!
Look at us go.
Spec link for caster. That's me.
That's you, Mario.
It's me.
Oh, they're keeping the same sides.
That's less work for me, so I appreciate that. So we had these scenes made, right, for this one for Draft Wall that you've seen, and then we had one made for ProDraft. And I actually really like the layout for ProDraft, but I've never gotten to use it because nobody uses ProDraft anymore. Kind of
Oh, yeah?
disappointing.
How much different is it?
It's super sick. Here, I'll just, I'll transition
Oh,
to
can
it.
we see it?
Yeah, it's up there. There's nothing in the background, but the top is where the band, or the bottom is where the bands go, and the top is where the picks go. In this,
I like it. I like it. I
but
dig it.
yeah, they're into draft for game number 2. So here we go. It's a no ban for our TM, as they do have to have a substitute come in. TCR Reality coming in for White Tiger in their moment of need, able to find somebody, luckily, in order to continue this series. But To the Moon holding steady the same couple of bands coming through, and the Brand Hopper. A little bit of a manner there, looking at Defoe, but the Misfortune makes a lot more sense as they lock that in for Copium.
A little bit of. Do you think? What's the manner there?
Defoe really likes playing Brand.
Okay.
And
Okay. I was
so
just
it's-
missing the lore on Willem.
Yeah. That's all the lore. That was it. There's not like a whole lot deeper to it, as far as I know. Maybe there is. But...
Well, the RTM boys looks like they decided that Misfortune was an issue last game, wanting to take it away this time around. It's going to be our first pick. And then Leona Jin going to be the lock-ins on the other side. Once again, though, just sort of picking the we are going to press R on you and you're probably going to die types of comps here.
Yeah, Braum gonna be the answer, which again feels like I almost want to say it's over-indexing on the answer. It's a solid combo on its own, but I don't know that. Oh, it wasn't locked in. Now it's locked in officially. It would have been a good answer originally to the MF, I think, having either the Braum or having taken the MF. Now you've got both, but you're not facing MF anymore. It still is good against Jin, don't get me wrong, but maybe over-indexing on the correct answer to their problem.
Potentially. I mean, it is still good into Jin. It's still an okay champion in general. So they're not too worried about. Oh my God. Okay, we're fucking gaming out here.
Elimination
the Master Yi
game.
lock-in.
Elimination game. You got to throw your dick on the table sometimes, and you got to lock in Master Yi.
Yeah. Is that what you do during your elimination games?
I have occasionally been known to place my penis upon the table, but I've never locked in Master Yi before. I don't really like that champion. Yeah.
How often do you place your penis on the table?
Only in elimination games.
What's your equivalent? What's your equivalent of locking in Master Yi?
I mean, originally it was probably like just give me Camille,
Uh-huh.
maybe into Garen.
The Ignite Garen. You love to see it. Vi is going to be the lock-in, the takeaway, actually, this time around. Wanting that point-and-click CC, wanting the lockdown to try and deal with this Master Yi. The other thing that's really interesting about Master Yi is locked in as Blue 3 is just... That's not normally where you see Master Yi locked in a team comp, right? Usually
Right.
it's later on. That way there are fewer options to end up counter-picking you. Because Yi is an incredibly counter-pickable champion in general, right?
Yeah, and kind of interesting TTM. I don't know if they don't play the Shen or the Mordekaiser, but those would both be very good answers to the Master Yi. But yeah,
Potentially.
we're going to take LeBlanc and Malzahar away for Wednesday, and now TTM with their R4 pick looking at a solo laner of some variety. Probably.
Oh,
I mean, it
Brand?
could be Vi mid. Like, that's actually a thing that exists.
True. Malphite, though, I think makes a
Mal
lot
the
of
Rock
sense.
Phytamus, the Shard of the Monolith, the gameplay.
The Shard of the Monolith. And the Braum kind of meant that they couldn't run back Diorn, right?
Yeah.
So, could be pretty good here. Plus, Malphite is like, he's fine in a Master Yi. He's fine. Oh, but Silas, the counter pick, potentially, gonna be able to steal the Malphite ultimate and just bop some people. Leona ult, notably, also has pretty good AP scalings, can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, Vile, Jinult, not bad takes. Yeah, all four, honestly, so far that have been shown pretty good for Silas, and that is going to be the lock-in. I don't know if that's a reality champion. I know that Oath has played it before. I don't know if that's, the direct lane counter, but
It
maybe
is
a
like
little more
the
clarity.
lane counter, right? I'm pretty sure that Silas used to just absolutely crap on Malphite in lane. But I will have to see where they decide to end up throwing it. We should have a bit more of an indication here, depending on what gets locked in.
Gwen's
And the
taking
Gnar.
Gnar. Alright.
Gnar means it probably Silas mid, right? Probably.
I would imagine so. not a huge amount of flexibility to most of these champions. I could see the
I mean-
argument for flipping Gnar and Silas, but that's about it.
Gnar has so many walls in mid lane to throw people against, though, right? Sounds OP if you think about it.
Yeah, but he also can't chase him down with hyper procs through a long lane because mid lane
True.
is notoriously short.
Okay.
All right,
And then
Nico.
Nico.
So
So,
circles. being
yeah,
the
the
game
Venn
for-
diagram composition is coming together nicely. I didn't mean to run you over with that. I just.
No, go ahead.
No, I was
Oh,
it.
that
I
was
just
it.
I just
Okay.
wanted to say Venn diagram.
I just wanted to get my one moment of analysis for the entire series. So there it was.
I want you to know that you do a great job with it. Honestly, I don't even think that you need me. You are a 10 out of 10 analyst. I mean that genuinely. It sounds like I don't mean that genuinely, but I just want you to know that.
So I am a little concerned. There's a Jesus has left the lobby and he never rejoined. So hopefully this
Okay.
champ select finishes up, but we'll see here. As we go through champ select number 2, Electric Boogaloo. All right, what are we betting this time? We got more people in the chat. Maybe someone.
We got Oso in here.
Maybe we'll get some
Hog.
takers.
Okay. What about? Okay, so we have Master Yi. That's like an interesting person we could bet around. We could bet around like, you know, how many people Malphite hits with an ultimate. You know, whether it's like a 4+ or not. We could bet. First turret. We could bet. I don't know. What do you want to bet? Did I lose you?
I haven't. I'm typing. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Who lands a bigger unstoppable force, Silas or Red? That's funny. I mean, mathematically, it's probably Malphite, right? Because Malphite's gonna like have more unstoppable forces. Oh yeah, Carlite already knows. He's a smart guy.
Then I have to count something extra. That's
True.
rough. So, okay, who will finish with the most kills on Rodham? Is it Master Yi? Or anyone else?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. I dig it. I dig it.
Alright. You throwing it down on Master Yi or you throwing it down on the field?
You know, I have always been a fan of Master Yi. So I could definitely understand putting points there. That said, I am probably going to put it down wherever points don't show up first. So,
Oh shit.
Okay.
14.3k on cheat. Jesus.
okay, you know, that do be a bet though. I don't know if I can match that.
Lexus is all in on Master Yi. Alright.
I mean, I'll put up 5k against that.
Alright, a lot of big bets coming through here on game number 2. TTM up 1-0, looking to close out this wild card round and advance to face NSG Infinity next week. Rodham fighting for their playoff lives, though. But they're in their comfort zone, down 1-0. A lot of series have gone this way for them this split. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that was the end of Spectator Play. That's just the end of the draft.
Oh,
no,
you were
actually
setting the
kill me.
stakes too. You nailed it. Oh. So here's my question, okay?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stream. I see the Rodham logo. Okay. Okay. Why is the rocket logo so much smaller? Are you implying something about the members of TTM?
Honestly, it's because their logo is just actually really tiny, and I hadn't dragged
Oh,
it out bigger.
gotcha.
If I want to.
I thought that you were, equating their rocket to, something else that might be tiny.
No, it's fixed now. It's good.
Okay.
I don't think it's
Okay.
quite the right size. Maybe a little bigger. There you go. Not showing favoritism here. I don't know. Is this a record bet on the channel? Is this the most points we've had up?
Points? How many do we have? Holy
31,000
shit.
total? Yeah.
Wait, how am I on the higher end now? That's wild.
You encourage
Yeah,
people.
no, that's.
Lexus is the sole believer. Still.
I'm gonna be honest. I think smart money's on Master Yi. I don't. I mean, what's the other option? Like Misfortune kind of pops off, Stylus kind of pops off, maybe.
See, the big worry is that whole game you're betting on the field, right? At any time, Cheech could just whip out a pentakill and flip the script, right?
True, actually true. Plus, like, everyone's fighting each other for the kills except for Cheech. Cheech isn't fighting anyone, he's on his own team. Master Yi does not have to win. True. Honestly, how nuts is Malzahar round 5 instead of Nico? It's pretty okay.
It was banned, so.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. God, what made you think? No, what's another thing with lockdown?
I mean, honestly, probably why it was banned, right? Just to make
Oh,
sure.
Annie? Oh, maybe it was an Annie game moment.
I don't think Nico's like terrible, right? You still have Tangle Barbs.
I think Nico's kind of.
Plus, you're old for your.
I'm not gonna say Nico's terrible. I'm gonna say Nico is a little terrible.
Yeah? Well, why is it a little terrible?
I don't know. I don't think that she's very. I don't know. How does Nico like ever do anything without Flash? Like just as a champion.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't like Nico. But
Yeah, why don't you like Nico? Let's talk about
I
this.
just don't think she's very good.
Is that all?
Like-
Just- you're not like anti-chameleon, anti-lesbian out here.
You know me. There's nothing I hate more than the gays. So it's Jesus. Yeah, no, that's what I have against Nico. You caught me. You
Alright,
caught me.
fair enough.
It's my latent homophobia.
What the fuck? Clip it. Oh no.
Yeah, it's clipped. Got me. You got me.
Alright, welcome back to Summoner's Rift game number 2. ROTM on match. Well, not on match point. TTM's on match point on the other side. God, I just scuffed that intro. Please just kill me and then take it away. Alright, well. Never mind. We're paused.
See, now I worry because like some people might not know that I'm famously very gay, It's difficult if that actually gets clipped out of context.
Alright, we're immediately back. Cool.
Alexa play Oh What a Night by Frankie Valli. Holy shit, what a boomer. That is a boomer statement right there. My Twitch career is ruined. True. Not like this.
Yeah.
Not like this.
So, we do realize that's entirely out of context, and also I'm probably going to go through and delete that just because we don't want that. Yeah.
I mean,
It's a funny joke, XD, but like, real seriously, we don't want to mess with people's careers and livelihoods, and we'd make that decision about anybody, even if it wasn't Takedo. So,
yeah, if somebody else said they hated the gays on here, you would go and delete that.
if I knew that it was, if I implicitly knew that it was a joke and they said that, for
I'm
sure.
joking, I'm joking.
If
Yeah, no,
if they said that, if I didn't offer up bait for that, and then they're just like, you know what really grinds my gears?
Uh-huh. No, I feel you, I feel
Yeah.
you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Um, there's a game of League of Legends though
True.
going on right here.
Potentially more importantly is happening.
So Cheech with the hidden tech, the 0 pot start, um, just to get your item faster, I guess.
Yeah.
We talked about this last time, right? How I
Yeah.
was like, oh, you should at least buy a pink ward or something, right?
Mhm.
And he's like, fuck that shit. Pink wards don't deal damage. I ain't gonna waste my I ain't gonna waste my inventory space with that. Um,
Futures Market Master Yi.
potentially.
Maybe that's the idea. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably mathed out, right? Like, Master Yi players are literally the greediest motherfuckers in the world, and they are the ones who like math out, okay, if I full clear 3 times this exact way, then I can buy this item and this item. Um, that's what
Yeah, it's because their champion
House
doesn't.
Up used to do.
Yeah, it's because their champion doesn't do anything else early game, so you gotta math that
Do you
out.
remember when Cowsep would like take teleport smite, and then he would do like the figure 8 clear on his jungle, like just over and over?
I'm gonna be honest. I've never watched Cowsep in my life. I vaguely know
Oh,
who he is, but other than
okay.
that, I don't. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, no, he had it mathed out. He had it down to a science. God, how broken is Nico though?
Yeah, just a terrible champ.
The worst,
Uh,
absolute worst.
yeah, level 2 is relatively evenly hit in the bottom lane. Normally we'd see some action down there, but looks like Copium and Beepots were able to collect their wave and hit it about the same time as Arc-Ryu and Stone Kit Kat this game. And already we're off to a better start than we were in game number 1.
Okay,
Although,
Oath.
Oath, returning right back where he was.
Oh my God.
He's very
Ah,
consistently
quit
picking good
bullying.
matchups and looking for solo kills early on. And sometimes it works out for him, and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see whether this is one of those. But Myojin very low underneath his tower. He's going to hit level 3, and Oath not going to be able to do a huge amount more. So Malphite will be able to collect his waves underneath the tower.
Yeah, but so far it has really just been cyberbullying up there underneath the turret, really making Myojin's life very difficult here. I don't like that Malphite changes colors when he doesn't have his shield on.
Yeah.
In the skin. I find that annoying. Vi though, hanging out in this bottom lane, waiting in the wings, seeing if she can start back where she had left the last game, just snowballing bottom lane. Deciding to take a recall, not going to be able to find anything there this time around.
Yeah, it does feel like a real critical point. ROTM staying on blue side so that they can take the misfortune early. Picking the Braum to help out. It feels like it needs to get off to a good start for Copium and Meatpots, or we could potentially return to where we were in game 1. Although, maybe not having a 400 ping mid laner might also help.
I think that's probably a pretty good step number.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Wallop not going to hit. Myojin's still very low. Oath going to take an extra tower shot for his trouble, but Myojin will have to go back to base after expending his flash.
Yeah, and still quite a bit of pressure there in the top lane. Oath has just been having a top lane kingdom so far this series, and last game it wasn't quite enough to be able to actually end up taking the game down, but we'll see if this time around able to turn that into a bit more of an actual lead there.
Yeah, teleport from Myojin is used to go ahead and collect some of those waves top. Oath gonna go back, decide to flip through a couple of items, but decides on a Sheen, it looks like, in his inventory, and he's gonna walk back. So trying to keep his teleport available potentially for a play in bottom lane with his level 6.
Yeah, which could be sort of a big turning point potentially if they're able to start that snowball again in the bottom lane. Last game, Arc-Ryu was able to pick up an early lead and then just sort of take over the game. So, playing to that win condition I think would make a lot of sense for To The Moon.
Yeah.
But so far, a lot of pressure here in the bottom lane from the side of ROTM. Copium has a little bit of a CS lead, nothing to write home about, but compared to where we were at last game, starting out pretty alright.
Is there a CS lead that you would quantify as being able to write home about? Would you, write
I don't often
opponents?
write home, to be honest with you. Making it to Worlds wasn't enough to write home about. I imagine the CS lead would have to be pretty massive, for me to write home. Um,
Oh, level 6
Oh,
though. Myojin, the teleport actually got him enough for the level 6 early, and he gets first blood on Oath, kind of against the run of play up there.
yeah, that was. It's the classic thing where you, as the top laner, end up behind in experience, even though you're ahead in lane, just because the waves are stacking up. And if you fight into that wave, you can die and like lose all of the win condition that you've gotten so far. You know, Oath ends up dying there, loses a lot of pressure, has to teleport back, and is now going to be behind in XP and CS. Well, may not CS, but an actual gold, right? You know,
Mhm.
it's the Sheen versus Tabi plus a cloth armor is a pretty significant difference in gold there, um, which is a massive swing from where we were at just a minute ago.
So then, do you think he needed to counter teleport up? How do you prevent that from happening as a top laner? Or do you just have to play really passive while that wave's stacked up?
You just have to wait for it to crash into you. Is like the real answer. You just need to not fight them in it, because they're gonna have the XP advantage. They're gonna hit 6 first. That's like the only way that you can throw a lane like that. You just like wait for it to come into you. And then like after it resets, you know, once it goes back to neutral, then you're allowed to start winning the lane again.
Yeah, Oath still trying to be a little bit aggressive, shoves in the wave underneath tower, eats a couple of tower shots, unfortunately, and that isn't going to leave the health really in his advantage, but still hanging in there. That's been where most of the action's been happening thus far. The junglers have been relatively quiet. You'd expect that from a Master Yi, but I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen Jesus try to make any plays.
Yeah, and Vi, you know, oftentimes does want to just farm up to 6, but has a bit more potential for like a pre-6 gank than Master Yi does, so not really able to take advantage of it. We had seen him hovering around the bot lane earlier in the game looking for something, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what actually signaled them to go for that dragon. That was on top of Vision, so it was in full view of TTM, but just not rotating over, not going to opt into a fight, and Cheech will grab that one. So Cloud Dragon on the board for ROTM. Meanwhile, Myojin with the Unstoppable Force in the top lane gets the slow, forces the flash out of Oath. He just isn't going to be able to
Oh,
get out of there. Myojin is a monster. 2 kills now for the Malphite, and Shard Gaming up in the top lane. Stone Kit Kat looking for the engagement here, but Cheech is trying to turn this one back around. Defoe gets the teleport in, but the Alpha Strike lets Cheech out on the other side, and Arc Ryu's able to finish him off. So a little over aggression there from Wednesday. Gets another kill into the pocket of To the Moon.
yeah, and there are just so many members there in the bot lane for To the Moon. You know, with the teleport coming in, with the jungler just sort of being there, able to just immediately turn around, focus their attention onto the Master Yi. And level 6 is one of the strongest points of Master Yi. It's when you often start your snowball because you can fight anyone. Sometimes you pick up one reset and just win the game. So not being able to find anything with that first ultimate could be pretty bad here. You know, it's not quite Nocturne levels of bad if you don't find something with your first ultimate, but I'd say it's close.
Yeah, Reality picking up the Nico ult in the mid lane. Would like to see him get a little bit more involved, but hard to be like, hey, emergency sub, please, roam on the map at this timing and whatnot. Anyway, Jesus into the bottom lane. Doesn't have his ultimate available, but still going to get the flash out of Copium. Pretty importantly, in B-Pots and Copium not going to be able to turn back too much damage. Defoe still getting better of these traits in the mid lane, but now the
Oh,
E coming in from Reality. Defoe forced to flash away. Reality didn't have enough mana, importantly, to use the Pop Blossom, but it was threatening enough to get the Nico flash.
yeah, able to pick that one up, which is pretty significant there, considering every time we've hovered over that lane, Defoe has just had pressure, has been poking down Reality. It's been very difficult to be a Silas in that mid lane world. Uh, I keep wanting to make like a lot of Willem Dafoe jokes, you know. It's very difficult to hold myself back.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have you seen The Lighthouse?
I have not. I
Okay.
I honestly don't know of a movie that I've seen with Willem Dafoe in it. Like I'm sure I have.
Spider-Man?
I haven't.
Okay. Wow. Um, what about Boondock Saints?
I guess I have seen Boondock Saints. All right, there's one. Okay, fair enough.
Um, are there any other? I'm pretty sure there's 0 other Willem Dafoe movies in existence. So, you know, that's like 1 for 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's honestly not bad for my overall movie knowledge. It's not typically super high. Not something I'm known for. This is rough for Oath.
He's more
up
of
at
an
the top
anime
one.
person. I get it. I
Oh,
get it.
jeez. Don't put that evil on me.
Willem Dafoe was in the new video game that came out. Did you see that? The 12 minutes game where you're like looping and
Oh,
it
yeah.
has Daisy Ridley and um uh fuck, what's the guy who's in it? He's in
I saw that he was
X-Men.
in it. I'm not going
Yeah.
to be able to help you out on,
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
again, actors and
Anyway,
actresses, not exactly
and I
a
feel you.
strong trivia category for me. Now, you throw some sports trivia in there. I'll hit you up with that. But
I'll try to come up with some for you for the next lull. But in the
yeah,
meantime,
Beepot's pretty low. The 3v3 in the bot lane happening. Bullet time
Okay.
is enough to scare him off, and now the Pop Blossom from Reality, not going to be able to hit anything, but does zone everybody away from TTM. Curtains opened up for Jin, just trying to get a little bit of damage down. They're going to hit Copium. Defoe looking for his angle, hits the Tangle Barbs into the Blooming Burst, but it's just not quite enough damage. Cheese is still charging up the Vault Breaker. He's in, but not able to connect with that one. And control of the pit kind of flips over to TTM as a result of that fight, but nobody falls. Beepot's health bar, the only one that got particularly low even.
Yeah, and it looked like Beepots was going to be able to bait TTM in, but after the bullet time wasn't able to bring anyone down, it looked like that was going to be the end of the fight. But then the camera, snapped back to reality, and we end up seeing the Silas try and use the Nika ult to no avail there.
I
Not even a chuckle. Come on.
no, I I
I thought that
appreciate
was funny as fuck.
No, I'm just like, 1,000-yard stare. Like I've got PTSD from that one. I don't know, man. That was rough. I-
Dragon Fit. Oh, Defoe.
Oh, he's gonna hit it onto Copium. A lot of damage coming through. They'll get the captive audience as well, but the cleanse is there from Copium to try to get him out to safety. Teleport being channeled in from Myojin. He can look for the re-engage with the Unstoppable Force. Oath is also here. He's 2 levels down. Doesn't have his Narbar up either. And instead, it's going to be the shove in for TTM, and it looks like Wednesday going to cede control of the Dragon.
Yeah, gonna be able to pick that one up here, and off of a really strange kind of like 1v3 1v4 play from the Nico, able to find the ultimate onto Copium, but not much more than that. Yeah, but either way, first Dragon at 14 minutes going the way of To the Moon means that we're not looking at a soul point being pressured anytime
They were
soon.
trying to get the plates down instead. Oath going to take a big chunk of damage. Selly just sitting uselessly in the middle of the lane and is going to fall. One more auto there it was from Defoe. Means that Shelly doesn't get the charge in. No turret plates, no extra gold, no even damage on that mid lane turret in exchange for the Rift Herald. Feels pretty bad for Wednesday.
How did we just end up with 5 people staring at each other mid? That's so it's so random how that happens, right? Sorry, I was just laughing at them, throwing
Yeah.
rock again.
No, this is a much more passive's the word I have. I was trying to come up with a better one there in a second, but it's been a much quieter game. I was going to say a much more well thought out game, but I don't know that that's necessarily the case. Oh, Copium walks in to avoid the solar flare, but that's just going to set him up for the assault and battery, and Jesus is going to finish off that kill. Beepots gets stunned up as well. They should have enough damage to eventually chunk through him. Arc Ryu has his 4th shot, the dash away, trying to prevent it from going to the 80 carry, but he will get followed up on. And Arc Ryu on the board now with 2 kills. It's 5-0 for To the Moon.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that we'd sort of been blue balled the last few fights, and that there's a whole lot of setup, a whole lot of people getting really low, but nobody actually dying. But this time around, To the Moon able to pick up a couple kills there in the bottom lane. Ooh, flash out from Myojin. Siege the Marine doesn't want to mess around with that at all. Strange to see the flash into the Malphite ult though, right?
Yeah, that's not the shorter cooldown, but sometimes like the panic flash is a very muscle memory built thing, and sometimes the panic ult isn't. So it happens.
I feel that. I feel that. CS though, Oath does not have the CS lead that he had in the last game, but the jungle Cheech keeping up with Vi. Uh, and then Defoe doing a good job there in the mid lane. It is range versus melee. We kind of expect it, but still pretty good.
Yeah, so I mean it's small CS leads pretty much across the board, which starting to stack up. And now Defoe looking for the gank on bottom lane. Tinklebarb's going to land onto B pots as they do get the pop blossom through. The bullet time doing a lot of damage, and they will eventually finish off B pots and now get on to the misfortune, and he's got nowhere to run. Defoe picks up his first kill, and it's 7-0 now for TTM.
And it feels like To the Moon has really identified their play style. They lock in the Leona, they just press R on cooldown and try and take advantage of that. And it's been working really well so far. Our team just hasn't really been in a position to be able to counter it. Cheech, though, here in the bottom lane, potentially looking for a 1v2? I mean, either you go or you go.
Oh, he didn't even get the cannon. That feels pretty bad.
Oh.
It's got the Kraken Slayer. So Kraken Slayer plus a couple of daggers. Hitting some item spikes. You've got the Everfrost on reality as well. I don't know if these are big enough spikes to really counteract anything, because right now it's huge leads across the board for TTM. Oath with the Nara to the wall, but it's countered. The Assault and Battery really well timed by Jesus, and they'll pick up another kill in the top lane. And TTM really showing off here in game 2.
Yeah, definitely. They are just playing around their ultimate cooldowns, playing as a group, and being able to just continually make plays over and over across the map, picking up these kills. And our team, it just feels like haven't really been able to get into their groove, haven't really been able to start any of these plays. They haven't been able to, look anywhere or be the proactive ones. And it's really coming back to bite them here.
Yeah, I think it's hard given their team comp to be the proactive team, but they're scaling up.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, Oath about to have teleport up. Myojin will have his at the same time, unfortunately. I don't know if that's like a timing that they're looking at. Where do you think our team can make a play to get back in the game?
It's so hard to say. I think that they're once again looking for picks, or like a long drawn out fight with Master Yi able to, pick up a few resets here and there. It's just so difficult because their team comp isn't super. It doesn't look that great together. And they still have the Wombo combo potential, right? Silas taking the Malphite ult. Oh, Gnar teleport.
Oh, Myojin could have interrupted that, but instead they're going to go in, and Oath just teleports into his demise. Myojin onto the backline, gets the knock-up onto Cheech. They're looking for the re-engage with reality. Beepots hits the winner's bite. This is kind of a scrap now. Copium trying to get back out to a safe distance so that he can throw open the bullet time, but they've lost their front line, and now the curtain call opened up. Stone Kit Kat and Myojin just dive underneath the tower and eliminate Copium, and it's 4 more kills for ROTM Cheech, the only one left, for To the Moon, excuse me. Cheech, the only one left alive for ROTM. Dragon number 2 into their pocket, and at 1933, TTM with full control of the map.
Yeah, diamond hands right here because they are just soaring right now. Every single fight is going their way. That time around, Myojin ended up teleporting in and ults in 1 versus 4. Only ends up hitting Cheech, but is able to buy enough time for the rest of his team to come over and just start cleaning up. And at this point, it's really difficult to see how ROTM can stay in this. They're at an 8k gold deficit. Well, now 8.5. It's 12-0 on the kills. They do have 1 dragon, so not facing down that soul anytime soon. But it's not great for them. It's definitely not great for them.
Yeah, and now grouped up around the Baron, they might look for some picks. They might look to set up vision. There's a lot of options open for To the Moon, and there should be, given how far ahead. Oh, the Scrying Orb not going to fight, spot them out. Myojin goes in for the solo ult. They'll take down Copium, and now 13-0, an unlucky 13 if you're a Rodham fan. Make it an unlucky 14. I don't know how that makes any sense. Oath forced away, and this 3-man squad is doing whatever they want to. The Pop Blossom gonna latch onto 2, looking for the picks. Defoe forced to use his Pop Blossom defensively, but reality falls. It's 1 kill for Cheech in exchange. They're on the board for this game, but it's 17-1 now. It's a triple kill for Arc Ryu, and To The Moon are headed to the Baron.
And they should be able to pick that up pretty freely. Just every single fight has been going so far their way. Cheech, though, with the believers in mind, goes in there getting some points for Lexus, trying to secure that for the homies. Gotta respect it.
Yeah, didn't expect the 1 for Cheech to 0 for everyone else, but sometimes that's how it
Yeah.
works out, I guess.
I mean, there's still a potential that someone ends up cleaning up a fight, right?
Right.
Um, what I'm thinking is Defoe here in the mid lane is 1-0 and 10, only 1 kill. And 10 assists, hasn't really been killing that many people. It makes me wonder if they really wanted to be Defoe, or maybe there's a chance they could have been Defriend.
Alright. I'm hereby resigning.
Understandable.
I feel like normally I'm the one that's on these puns, but you've got me. That's twice now. That's remarkable.
Just on it today,
Alright, well, at least
Okay.
we're having a good time with puns.
ROTM, so a one team fight for ROTM looks like Silas taking a Malphite ult, knocking some people up, and then Misfortune ult just kind of ripping through them, right?
Yeah.
Rip and tear. So there's still options here, right? Like there's still a way for them to get back into this game.
If it's a tie, I probably just cancel the bet. If I'm being honest. That
If it's a
seems
tie,
fair.
then Lexus gets all of our points.
I didn't
that seems
specify
fair.
it though.
True. I want you to know it would absolutely be a scamba, as the kids call it, which is a scam gamba, which they call it gambas for some reason. I don't know. Twitch is weird.
What are you
But-
talking about?
I'm saying that if
Jesse,
you
what are
gave
you
him the
talking
points,
about?
it would be.
I... This
I
is
don't
like
get
your
it.
person thing yesterday. I actually just can't keep up anymore. I'm too boomer.
Wait, my person thing?
Yeah, person.
Oh,
like
because he was
bussin'.
person like he was
Yeah.
bussing.
That's a
Oh,
big
no.
ult from Myojin engaging. Copium able to flash away. B-Pots, though, is going to fall. The Solar Flare to follow up. There's just so many go buttons from the side of TTM. And, yeah.
Our team decided to go the other way. Myojin really do be bussing out there with the ultimate, just able to pick off the bottom lane of ROTM. And they're just sort of taking everything that they want. Now headed to the top lane, going to be able to pick up this inhibitor as well. And ROTM is sort of hanging on by a thread here. It's 5 versus 3. They have a couple members coming up in 5 seconds. We'll see if that's going to be enough to help them out to contest this. But looks like To The Moon not wanting to pressure too hard here. Just going to go ahead and back up.
Ooh, Oath hits Mega, but gets Tangle Barbs immediately. That's such a good grab by Defoe. But in goes
Okay.
Reality, trying to get anything done. It's a huge Gnar ultimate, but where's the damage actually coming from? Cheech goes in. He gets his second kill of the game. Oath is going to fall, and that's going to be the end of the fight. Now re-engaging, though. Maybe Jesus is looking for a little bit more. The Solar Flare coming back over the top. Copium not able to get out to safety. Gets rooted up, and it's a double kill for Arc Ryu. Cheech, the only one left alive, the last defense for ROTM, as in comes the super minions for To The Moon.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to see how he could end up winning this. He does have the ultimate available, so there is potential here. No ultimates, well, other than the Unstoppable Force.
He's
Oh, he
got the
dodged it!
Highlander and a prayer, dodges the Malphite ult to start off with. He's onto Arc Ryu. 1 auto, 2 autos, and he's dead. That's an ace for To The Moon. They're onto the base. The only drama left
Okay.
in this... Oh,
Oh,
there's no drama left in this, apparently. That's going to be the end of this series.
Sad.
To The Moon taking a very clean 2-0. Let's check the client really quick just to see if something weird happened. Somebody fountain dove or something. Doesn't look
Silas,
like it.
in fact, picked up a quadra kill there. It's not reflected on the score, but it happened. It happened.
Yeah, there's the final score for you. So, um, Lexus just steals all of the channel points. What a riot.
It was rigged. He knew. He knew the whole time.
So congratulations to the Moon. They're gonna face NSG Infinity next week. Uh, a decent upset for them. I don't know what else to say. Wednesday though, finishing now on a 4-2 record. They're out until next split, but we got some very memorable games for them. So commiserations to Wednesday, and it's always hard these elimination games. I never know what to say, but um, tomorrow night we're gonna have potential for more elimination games. The platinum teams both on stream. We'll flip between those two games as much as we can. We're going to focus a little bit more on Darkwind if we can. But we'll have both Plat best of threes in their round of 16 tomorrow night. So more chances. Come support the boys. Give them a nice crow storm. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Next week, on Wednesday, we will have Pain and Panic returning to the Rift for their first round matchup. Don't know who they're playing yet, but we'll see them then. So thanks again for joining us. Thanks, Aikato. Always appreciate you coming on.
For
But
sure. I had a good time.
we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Platcast. We're gonna raid Legends because that's what we're watching. It looks like they've got Literature Esports Club versus Hybrid Theory. I think those are the correct names.
Hybrid Theory is in like the Lincoln Park.
We've made that joke a lot, actually. That was a Scrambles.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, it's fine. I realized that it was Scrambles and not you. Yeah, we've ranked the Linkin Park albums during the cast, so really, really out there. Anyway, send you over to Legends. Thanks again for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night.
It's so hard to say goodbye to